Black Sheep Shipping presents The People of the Pit. Content warnings can be found in the description.
Anyone in here is a corpse covered in sores. Eyes out for anything for the cart.
If there's still anyone left alive to sell to.
Always is.
Couple in here. Two little uns, boy and a girl, I think, from the Cloves. Rat's got to most of them already.
Look for boxes or silver. We aren't here for them. Not like we can sell the meat.
Teeth might go for a few pence.
Then you fish them out of those sores. My hands are clean.
Well, nobody would make dentures out of teeth that small anyway.
Hello there, friend. Please, don't get up. We're just inspecting your lovely home. Seems we've come at a bad time.
Woman over here. Teeth are bad, but she's got a cross on her. Looks like real silver, too. Oh, God, it's filthy. Chain went through some of the skin like a saw. Covered it in bits of her.
We'll use the pitcher to clean it. I'm not catching death because you didn't.
Please.
Now, friend, save your strength. You look quite ill. It's very clear that your wife, I think, the fair assumption that she's your wife, is with her children and the Lord now. I'd say your children, but I can't say they look anything like you at the moment. Well, maybe a little around the, little lumps.
What about this? Some of these dolls are pretty nice.
Aren't here for wood. Burn the dolls! If it doesn't shine, we don't take it. Apologies from my associate. As for us, we're just a pair of friendly members of the church, looking after a few of your things while you, God willing, recover quickly. You know, God's work, charity. Now, I know all this must seem hard to face, but I think you're able...
Bury her! Please!
Get them off me!
Bury them!
Bust it off! Oh, God's blood, look at me! Look at my shirt! It's covered in bile! Oh, he just killed me. I swear, he just killed me!
Here, there's some water left.
Give me that!
Maybe it'll be fine. It doesn't always take you to the grave. If they make it this long, sometimes they get better. Every 1 out of 4 I heard the Millfield priest say last season. I mean, just look at him. He's on his way back already. You can tell.
Do you think that with my cough and the fever I had in the spring, I would be one of those spared? No. No, he's not getting better. I'm sure of it.
How can you tell?
Because I'm taking his spot. If a quarter came back, then I'm trading my place for his. I got things left to live for, and all he's got is rotten next to him. Half a fortune's on that cart outside. If one of us is damned, it's not me.
You think God takes him if you get sick? Is that how plague works?
Of course it is. If he goes, I stay. Unless you'd volunteer in his place.
Oh, no. I'm feeling fine. Not sick at all. It wouldn't work on me.
All I need is one man to get just a little worse. Yeah, just to tip the scales back.
Please.
He just needs a little help.
She wanted...
The rope's holding, but if someone looks under there, they might have a few questions about the gag.
Don't worry about the rope. He's still quiet and could pass as a corpse. Worry about the silver next to him. Church still says it's a crime to take from the dead, even during the end of days.
I just don't see why we're even doing this. Couldn't we just hit him a little harder? Or cut something important?
No, you idiot. It's got to be plague. It doesn't count if it's not plague. If we stick him or drown him or something, then that's a murder. And a murder always kills everybody. No. He's got to pass naturally, not our doing.
So we get him more sick.
So we dump him in the pit. Lots of plague in there. What else would he die of? The smell?
Oh, sorry. He's sweating.
Why should I care if he gets a bruise? Just toss him and let's get out of here. I have nightmares about these places.
They started throwing more on top of me. I expected the dead to be cold, to feel the heat growing with the downward pressure. Hot English bones in a thick stew. The taste of my Christian neighbours in my mouth. These were Christians. This was no Christian burial. I think I'd been a Christian too, but I could not remember God in this place. I don't think he would allow this. I knew I no longer breathed. I no longer could. The swelling I felt was the bloat. It was a slow inhale that lasted until it found some hard and jagged thing pressing into my side. The gas escaping was the closest I could come to a scream, with or without the gag. It was dark, I think. My eyes were taken first by the rot. I think it was the rot. I could not see what took them. I felt them warm and liquefy and run out of my head like thick, black, bubbling tears. Vision was useless here. I was a corpse. I must have been. I didn't want to feel myself rot after I was dead. Would it hurt? The thought had come to me as a child. It had come as a fear of being trapped in my body and not going to the heaven that the priest promised. Bright lights and full bellies. Togetherness. I would not meet my mother at the gates. She would be there, waiting for me, holding God's hand forever. Not meeting my God. I would feel my bones burn on a pyre, or become a home to maggots and worms in the earth, or turn to dust and leave me nowhere. But the pain, I would be with the pain. Maybe those dreams were blasphemy, but this was not heaven. The warmth was the same, though. The togetherness, like they were only sleeping beside me. I could feel the insistence of the bodies around me as my skin started to form little holes to let them in. The sores made for soft entrances. Days passed. My new friends gathered around me. They strained, but they brought more than just muscles and sinew. The meat came with words. The shape of words, at least. They told me things that no priest could ever know about a man. Truths that would have unmade any scholar. If I could still have wept, I would have. Forever. I could feel 3 legs above me. A few sizes and at least a half-dozen arms in pieces. Although some lacked important parts, they worked well enough. They came, and soon my chest was swollen with ribs and hearts and soft round things, and all the meat it could hold, being 3 times the size a chest should have been. My jaw and skull were held together by webs and shards of broken bone around a thick knot of my mind. But still, there were things I needed. Vital things were not in my pit. It was a strange hunger. Togetherness. I expected pain. It was slow, but as I lay gagged and mangled and rotting, I could feel all those with me in the pit through a thin web of viscera and godly slime formed between us. I expected pain, but still there was nothing but heat. I could feel their crushing weight, but not their meat. A desperate wail was sleeping underneath the pulses of dying thoughts. There were things inside the meat. Trapped. Enough of them to keep me from being lonely. Through the web of us, I tried to ask them things, but they would only make strange and alien noises with no meaning. Some would chitter in the bits of fat that were left. Others would only listen to our questions I would ask, or pulse and answer frantically, desperate to prove they were. Oh. I tried to comfort them. I hoped they understood we were together. I did not ask about my family. I wouldn't have known what to ask. The mind is fragile, and made of fat. Maybe I could have started with, what were our names? But I doubt they could tell me their own with any certainty. The things in the meat asked if I was God. I decided I was. Questions became frustrating. My own hesitations seemed trivial now, and immobility became a kind of seeping aggravation to us all. I could not move my rot, but I could feel moving things elsewhere. Not maggots and worms. New faith. I reached out to those around me in all directions, eventually putting a hand on the shoulder of a thing named Paul. Not Paul. Paul. The thing in the meat was saying Paul. Because it was not my hand. The weight was wrong. The colour was wrong. It was too large, even with the loss of most of its skin and the first and second fingers. Or toes. Or fingers. I remember now. I could touch with something else's fingers. Borrowed fingers. This thin string attaching me to my new and foreign body began to contract. Imagine, it was not alone. These things I'd been questioning and consoling began to come closer to me. Us. Me. It felt like 1,000 stitched together, but I persisted. A rat king of man. Borrowed muscle with ropes of tendon tied to bring the new hand to where I lay inside myself. I, my own church, and us, flock coming to me as a haven. It felt like an acceptance I never had in anything before. Yes, that's right, I remember. The sensation they gave me was new and tasted like the way I felt before I was in the bed with... It was... Every piece of us journeyed to be joined and mended. Some argued, but I would argue stronger and louder with no uncertainty. I grew with every good contraction of torn muscle. It was like some invisible hammer was driving nails into me, only to look at crooked handiwork, disgusted, and pull them back out to try again. I thought the holes were little, but some were large enough to fit through, and others were made wide and long by ribs and sharp bits of broken voices moving inside. I could no longer tell time, but it was raining from the cool feeling on the skin of those fresh things above when the hand came to us. It tied itself to a bone I did not recognize and sat motionless somewhere below where I think my head had been. I could feel the hope all around to be alive again for the first time. They were me, and I would not let them go cold and quiet. I felt a love I'd never known as a father, a detailed hand I never had as a carpenter, to carve something unlike anything out of a soft wood that was not meant for joining. I was without tools, and the closest thing to nails I had were the small bones of our fingertips. But I did not need them. No, I did need them, I remember. I'm sorry, I am still here, but I am still new. I am still persisting here and not the pit. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. I was. And my new family became me. Me. They came with secrets. They told us things that no doctor could dream of about anatomy. Truths that would have made unmade scholars. I wept. I would have wept. My legs above me were mine. The arms were mine. My arms clawed me and they pulled me. They pulled me to the top. My chest. I was in my chest with broken bones and rotting, healing things in meat. It was imperfect. My teeth and mind were shards of melted fats and webs and a thick kind of me. Still, there were things I needed. The eyes went first. A nail through their eye. There were things I needed. Not in my pit. Where is your good Christian friend?
We weren't friends. We weren't.
Where is your good Christian friend?
He always talked about putting money in a trade, but he didn't say anything else. He didn't like to talk about it with me. I don't know. Please. I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. God, Jesus and Mary.
We could not see, but can smell him on you. You smell hot and weak. You are like us.
Please.
You'll be with God soon.
Please. I don't want to die.
We will not let you die.
This episode was written and edited by D.V. Clarke and directed by Alex Valentino. The looter leader was played by Ray O'Hare. The unfortunate looter was played by Michael McGeachin. And the Carpenter was played by Matthew Dalton. This episode was announced by Alexander Hanley, with musical theme by Onlooker Air and cover art by OddOblivion. This episode of Black Sheep Shipping is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike 4.0 international license. Thanks for listening.